So let's start with my roots, I guess. So my father and my mother, they both come from rural areas. I would not be where I am today if in that rural area there was not available a public school, would have not been a great teacher at some point to help them out. My dad comes from a very large family. There were 10 kids. So that was very difficult. So my entire life, I learned from him the power of each word, the power of education, and that helped me out understand that learning, it's a lifetime process. Up to this point, he's a scientific researcher, so he went past all sorts of studies, right? Even taking exams up to this day. My mom, at 14, she left the rural area. She was able to go to a high school in the city. That changed her life because it gave her the opportunity and she became an engineer. Then she joined the army. But the background that my parents somehow, my entire life has been with me is your best friends. You're always going to find them in the books. There are some general truths that are always available. So focus on those, and then things will become clear as you move forward. After communists, my grandparents transformed their house for minorities, and minorities would go there and we would help them out being educated or help them learn, play an instrument, how to read, write. So that has been part of who I am as growing up. At 20 years old, I became a mom, and that was challenging for me, but at the same time I knew that I can do it. So I went in full force, but my education obviously had not stopped being linear at that point of time. So being able to juggle education, being a full-time mom, having a full-time job, it was quite hard, but I understood the importance of learning and surrounding yourself with the best people around you. So at that point, one of my the CEO where I was working, he was a Harvard alumni professor. So having the opportunity to work with him, I understood the power of each word, and in the same time, the power of being able to connect people for a common cause and the importance of philanthropy. In 2006, my life switched. Things moved around. I came back to Romania with with my daughter. Uh, Being a divorced with a kid, she didn't know the language. Doing the paperwork, registering her, understanding the complexity of each document, the lack of any sort of digitalization in our systems. Uh, for the first months, I was not able to say physically she exists and I want to put her in education because she did not have whatever paperwork. So that got me thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I got a job. Oracle gave me the opportunity. I started a pilot with them. I had great opportunities, and that led me to being a director of global education for Oracle University. Worked with many partners around all countries, and we moved and transformed the education from on paper to online to subscription. So that's about that part of the work. May of this year, our journey ended. So for the past couple of months, I took just volunteer projects that were close to my soul and tried to connect with people that we have common passions. So that led me to more projects in rapid rural transformation. One of them was in Romania, and I helped volunteers, some school principals, put their projects for the next 4 years, how the schools can get better because all players were able to help participate.